They're so happy. I am Kathy Santo, and I'm here for our weekly Tuesday Facebook Live, and I have Nancy with me again.
Hi, everybody.
Now Nancy has a fan club. Did you see the comments? Everybody loves you.
All my friends
and I thought, Lauren's a fan of Nancy too, which is why Nancy let her come on this time. And this is Lauren, and they are both trainers at the school, and I thought the more the merrier. I think that we're at capacity.
Yes,
we are. I don't know where we would fit somebody else. Maybe behind us.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So here we are, and today's topic is, as you know, rescue dogs, which is something we deal with every day, all day.
Mm-hmm.
We actually should do a Facebook Live on how to pick a rescue dog.
I think that's such a great idea.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Especially with the holidays, because everybody is getting dogs now.
Yeah. And what to look for and how the process goes, because we meet a lot of people who get a rescue dog and it's not exactly the dog they were told that they were getting.
No.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that you know how to identify the dog that you want, and we can give you our best tips and tricks. But we'll do that maybe in a couple weeks.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Cool.
But today we're dealing with the rescue dog that you have. And rescue dog means from a shelter, or it can mean from a rescue group, or it could be a friend's dog that you suddenly have possession of that you didn't expect that you would have possession of.
Yes.
Now, I've always had rescue dogs in my life. As a matter of fact, when I started training in Florida, I started at a shelter. And in Stuart, yay, Stuart, props for Stuart. I learned a lot, and I saw a lot at the shelter. And it's really important that when you bring a dog into your life, you do it correctly. And if you don't have a rescue dog, or you just have a new puppy, these rules are going to help you make the most of the dog that you have and sort of avoid the pitfalls that we see a lot of people fall into. All right, so let's start with if you have another dog. Some people get a dog and they say, I'm going to rescue a dog this time because I want my dog to have a friend.
Yeah, but that makes me nervous, because then they just bring the dog right into the house and there's nothing, they just throw the dog right into the situation. It's not even controlled.
Right. It's not. I think people think it's like when they have their kids' friends over.
Yeah. And
right.
Like throw them right in.
Doors open,
yeah,
come in, and they all run in, and then it's just pandemonium.
Yeah.
Right.
So we like to do this outside.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And unleash.
Unleash.
Yeah, we don't want you just having them run around.
Even if it's in the yard, right? Like it could be in the street or the yard or someplace on leash, not in the house.
And it's best to be in a neutral
right
area. Absolutely.
And one person per dog. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm drinking my tea.
Should have brought mine.
Lauren doesn't know the rules.
I don't. I know for next time.
I don't have any.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Don't say that.
You can even wear shorts or pajama bottoms, because all they see is a top.
That's true.
Yeah. Speaking of that, see, I'm wearing my denim jacket. This is my rebellion against the fact that it's mid-October and it's almost 80 degrees.
I know.
Is this how you're supposed to dress? You guys look
Put
like
the
it's
ears
summer.
on.
I have moccasins on.
Wait, back to rescue dogs. So they're in the yard. They've got leashes on the dogs, and it's neutral. They each have a leash. So it's like boyfriend, husband, sibling, whatever is holding a leash.
Right.
And you all have food too. Now, here's the thing. People say, okay, here's the leashes, and go meet.
No.
Right.
No.
And they're like, look, they're playing.
Right.
That's a growl. Oh my God, is it playing?
Right.
So short and sweet. Like, go see, beat. Okay, come back to me. Because I don't want to have any bad starts. I want to make sure the first, they're like, sniff. Oh, I sniffed you and I came back to my owner and I got cookies.
Right.
That's awesome.
And I like to feed as soon as we're walking in, feeding both dogs.
Mhm.
Right.
One for the dog that already lives in the house, so that they think, oh, this is great. When this dog walks by, I get food.
Mhm.
And for the new dog, everything is so new and scary. You really don't know what you have with the new dog. And feeding, if he'll eat, that's so wonderful. It just will help the whole adjustment period.
And we don't mean feeding like kibble.
No, something
No,
super
like,
high
yeah,
value.
like chicken or roast beef or
Bacon.
bacon.
Yeah,
That's very good.
Bacon is
Yeah.
life.
That's good.
Yes. But you don't want to feed the dogs close together.
No.
Because you don't know, is there resource guarding? Is there a food issue? So that's
Right.
a mistake people make too. They're like, oh, good dogs. And then it's boom.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then you call us, which is fine because we're going to help. But yeah, we want to make sure that you don't have any food fights. I also feel like the first week, no high value food, no high value bones, No, I value
I feel like that's always the problem too. Like they come into the house and everything's fine, and then they get toys or bones, and then that's when something really happens.
And we mean dog to dog, but we also mean human.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it could be an issue with you and you don't even notice it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Until it's too late. Also, we like to have a nice quiet place for the new dog to hang out, separate from. They don't always have to be together. I mean, I know people have a Disney movie idea of dogs sort of becoming family, and they sleep together, they curl up, they spoon. It's not like that. At least not in the first couple months.
It's like they want their own space. I want my own space. I want to go on somewhere by myself. That's where I want to be, right?
Yeah, and especially that first day. I mean, there's a decompression has to happen.
It's scary. They're going into a completely new house with this crazy dog, new dog, old dog, whatever. New people, new smells.
And that's the other thing. The people. It shouldn't be the entire family, the neighbors coming over to greet the dog. It has to be.
It's always a welcome party.
It is, and dogs don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, this poor dog just needs to come in, meet one person at a time, meet the dog.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes it so much easier.
Let them rest.
Yes.
And if you have cats, we say don't
cats.
rush the intro into other cats. When you do, be careful. But I don't think cats would embrace with great joy the fact that you brought a new dog in, at least initially. And if they did, it might be too over the top. And you don't even know if the rescue dog has had interactions with cats. Because sometimes, isn't it funny, the rescue dog might come with the sort of backstory of, oh, he loves cats, he loves kids. And guess what? It's not true.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's never met a kid.
Define love.
Right.
Yeah. So we basically don't go on what you were told. We just go on what we can find out. And we start very, very slowly. And, you know, more on the multiple dog point, I hope you feed your dogs in crates, or at least you will now. We do not want to see you feed in the same room. Now, you don't want to find out what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, it could be a fight, but it also could be bullying. Like one dog is too scared to eat.
Yeah, and the other one's going to eat their food, and then they're going to get too much, and then the other, that can become a problem.
Eat separately, and water separately too if you have a water garter. I mean, some dogs, we know this from the school.
Yeah.
Their best reward
is water.
A bowl of water.
The other day I trained a dog just with water, and there's water all over the floor, and it's getting everywhere. I'm like, Nancy, I'm so sorry, there's water everywhere. But the dog would only drink water, and it worked. And it worked. So, and I got the dog to come to me. So.
Right, and so you might not think water is a big deal, but your dog might, and then there's a big blow up over the water bowl. So you have to make sure that doesn't happen. And don't bring it home and then go out and get a pizza.
No,
because what are they doing?
Right,
you don't know.
You can't rush it because the dog is new. His personality is going to develop and change. What you see when you first get him is probably not the dog that he is.
No.
He needs to adjust. You have to learn what this dog is going to be like before you can say, oh, it's safe to just roll around with my other dog.
The honeymoon phase, we say, right?
Exactly.
What do you think they're going to watch Netflix together? They're not. They're not going to catch up on the season of Westworld.
What if they like two different shows?
No. Oh my God! You have to.
What if they like two different shows?
Right. Then,
I like Bravo.
That's
Westworld is.
No, you have to watch it. I never watched shows, but I watched it. It was awesome. I don't know. Probably. Oh my God! I'll have to. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Wait, there's my friend. Hi, George Lee. I love George Lee. We marched together.
Hi, George
in
Lee.
Drum Corps.
Hi.
Yeah. Not very long ago, right, George? Yeah. When we were 20, so a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yesterday.
When you get old, your mind goes too. It's a blessing. Okay. All right. So we have no unsupervised time together, and we know not to give high value items for a few weeks. Basically, the big thing is go slow.
Very
slow.
Just assume the worst could happen, and then if you do, you won't have any accidents, things that you regret. Housebreaking. You adopt a 3-year-old dog.
Yeah.
You assume it's housebroken. Yeah, but not to your house.
No.
And maybe not at all. Maybe you were told it was housebroken, but maybe the people who had the dog, or certainly the shelter, did not know.
Right.
And now you're freaking out. So I would just go back to square one.
Yeah, the basics, right?
Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. My dog Riley is a rescue. And I brought her in. She was 3 years old. First thing she did, she went up to my son's room. She pooped on the carpet. She was housebroken, but also the stress of being in a new home.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't know what to do. He had a shag rug. Guess it looked like a grass. And we learned the hard way. Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yep. Supervision is key. Yeah. My non-rescue dog many years ago went to my in-laws' house and jumped on their bed and pooped on the bed.
Ooh.
She was an obedient child champion. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, it was awesome. We'll talk about that later too. Next.
Sorry,
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah, awesome. It was awful. It was awful. And she folded up the quilt and walked by me. I'm like, what you doing? She's like, your dog pooped in my bed. And then it's in Florida. Then she put the quilt in the trunk of the car in the garage and closed it, and was supposed to bring it to the dry cleaners and forgot till the next morning. And we went out there. Oh my God, it smelled like something died in there. All right.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my God.
Next
nice,
story.
Pal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
All right.
Okay. Dog proof your house again.
Mm.
I want you
Yes.
to act like you have a puppy, because in some
You kind of
respects
do.
you do, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't know the rules, and
Right.
so you have to make sure you don't know. I'm telling you, you don't know. I know what they told you. I know what they're thinking, but you just
It's not
don't know.
true.
Yeah. They need to know, like, they can't jump on the counters. You know, they're not allowed on the bed. They're not, you know, it needs to be structured, and it's new
Right.
to them, so they don't know. And
where they came from, maybe they were allowed to do
exactly.
those things.
Exactly.
Not poop on the bed.
No,
but
not poop
jump
on the
on the
bed.
counter
Never.
or hopefully.
All right, so let's talk about specifically day one. And we talk about this all the time. What really kills dog training efforts with any dog, but especially rescues, is the story you tell yourself about the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The poor dog. He was homeless and lost, and I'm gonna make everything better with love. Love.
Right. But he's not anymore.
Yeah.
No, and
He's
if,
in your
look,
home now.
if
Yeah.
love fixed everything, we wouldn't have the penal system. Pretty much, right?
That's true.
Yeah. So they say, right, well, seriously, we have to have structure, and we have to have rules, and we have to teach the dogs, just like we teach people, what should be.
Yes.
I know I'm going on
You're
the
making
road.
me laugh.
So I do not care what the dog's life history is. It doesn't mean he can come home and lay on your couch right away.
No.
Or
No,
jump on people
absolutely
right
not.
away.
Well,
They're
because
like,
that's where
relax.
they're learning. Like that one
Right.
moment that they're on the couch,
Right.
they're like, okay, I can do this now, and then it's going to be harder down the road to fix.
Right. Too much freedom, just like a puppy.
Too much freedom.
But like
Nip
with
it in the
kids,
bud.
I would rather give them less freedom and then give it little by little
Yes.
as they do what I want. Because trust me, it's far worse that for 3 weeks they sleep in your bed and they jump on the kids and they steal food from the counter. You're like, oh, but he hasn't eaten. He's a rescue dog. And then what you realize 3 weeks later when you call us is that you've created this tyrant.
Yes.
And you were just letting him do
Absolutely
it
will.
because you were loving him into terrible behavior. So let's love him and give them structure.
But yeah, you can still love him, but let him sleep in a crate. You can
Right.
still love him
Right.
and not let him jump on the counter. You can
Yeah,
still
right.
love him and do anything,
Right.
really.
And he can love his crate. He can love the food in his bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Titan, my dog didn't like his, I mean, he wasn't in a crate for the first 7 years of his life, and then I put him in the crate and he loves it. Like, he loves his crate.
Right.
He goes in by himself. He'll bring his toy. Like, he loves his crate. So I feel like crates are super important.
And especially for a new dog coming into the home, it's
Right.
like their little bedroom. It's their sanctuary.
Mhm.
They want to be away. They need time to kind of decompress to all this excitement that's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I think people think of love as permission to do anything. All right. All you have to do
Yeah.
to fix this dog, whether it's whatever it is just give it everything it wants.
Right.
And that's not true. Training is a huge part of it. You cannot just love your dog into being a good dog. And the reality is that rescue dogs probably at some point had little issues, right? I mean, I think people think
Probably.
that rescue dogs are, like, what's that movie with all the kids? Please, sir, can I have some more? Is that
Oliver Twist.
Right. That they're little
How
orphans.
do you not know that? And I know that.
I was thinking pit bulls and pollies.
Oh, Lord.
I watch Bravo and AMC.
Oh, my God.
Oliver Twist.
So they're like these sad little, they just need you to love them and let them sleep with you and it'll fix everything. But
Yeah.
it's not true because a lot of them come to the table with some behavior problems, or at the very least, they haven't been taught the rules. I have never met a rescue dog who had perfect off-leash obedience and understood all the rules of manners.
Right.
So
Definitely
you're
not
going to
on
have
day
to put
one.
that into the, no, not on day one.
yeah.
Day two, possibly. And so we also say, people are like, well, do you think he's afraid of men? Because he sees men and he must have been beaten by a man. Because when he sees men, he tries to bite them. So people make this story up
Mm-hmm.
that the dog was beaten by men So he's afraid and tries to bite them. So, but that's okay because he's rebelling against getting beaten. But he could just not like men at all, right?
Could be like the man's wearing a hat.
I was
or
just going to say
glasses. Right. It might not even
anything.
be that he's a man.
Right. But people tend to tell stories.
Absolutely.
So I don't want you to tell stories. I want you to look at this dog and say, the best thing that ever happened to you is coming into my life.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to teach you how to live in a way that this is going to be your forever home. And we're going to live compatibly and happily. And you're going to have a lot of fun, but you're also going to understand the rules, which personally I think makes dogs happy.
I do.
Yeah, I agree. The more rules. Yeah.
Okay. Back to day one. The words that you use, decide what they're going to be. Decide across the board with your family.
Right.
And this is whether you have one dog or this is your multiple dogs. Just decide, but please don't confuse this poor animal by you say come, your husband says here, and then your kids say whatever they would say.
Yeah.
Sit over here.
Yeah. Right.
It has to be the same. And we find that if you put it on a chart and post it somewhere, it's much easier for everybody to follow.
Yeah, the fridge is good because I feel like everybody walks by the fridge every day.
I love the fridge. But we were talking about this last week. People have this fridge phobia. Like, I don't want to put stuff on my fridge. It looks messy.
Oh, that's right.
Look at my fridge. Yeah, my fridge is
I
messy.
can see that. No, but I like stuff on my fridge.
I do too.
I walk by my fridge all the time.
Yeah.
Stainless steel that won't stick.
Keep it.
No magnets on the...
No.
Really?
Put those magnets on those toys that we have at work.
Yes, it would. I bet it would. Yeah, I think it would.
We have dog toys. They're called Top-Matic. Just look them up. It's crazy.
Where are they? Are you wearing them?
I'm not. I want to wipe up my cell phone. Okay. We also don't want you on day 1 or 2 or week 2 to have parties, to be super excited. Like, don't wake up in the morning and say your dog and be like, oh, yay, you're still here. I'm so happy. The dog is going to be like, holy hell. Or you're going to crank them up.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going to learn to greet people that way. So,
right. And they're going to start jumping.
I guess the rule is treat the dog and expect from the dog behavior that you can live with the dog for the entire lifetime of the dog, right?
Yeah.
So don't think that he can jump on the couch because it's week 1, but you'll get to that week 2. Don't do that.
No.
It's going to be so hard to flip it. And you're going to feel bad too.
Right. Once they do it once, that's it. They think it's okay, especially if there's no consequence and you let them.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you can find out what the feeding schedule was from where he was, the foster or the shelter. Try to keep that schedule. And if not, then just drop them into the schedule that you have for your dog.
Mm-hmm.
And like we said, feed them in crates. Make sure that they are not ever eating together. Yeah, and it's separate. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to put the dog in a crate. We like crates, but if you don't want to, separate rooms. Like one in the bathroom, one in the kitchen, whatever. And always watch them. Like, oh my gosh, we live our life watching dogs. Like, even when we're not at school training, we're watching dogs. We're driving and we're at the light and we're like, oh my God, dog is going to be a fight.
Mm-hmm.
We know what they're thinking before they act on it. And as a matter of fact, plug this Wednesday, if you're in New Jersey, we're having our free body language seminar, 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a student, you've probably been to them. If you haven't, you need to get your butt to them because we will show you how to deal with body language and know what you're looking at. So a lot of people say, yeah, I was looking at the dogs and I looked at them and then they fought.
Right.
Yeah, and they didn't see, the lip licking or the tails up or the hackles or anything. They didn't see any of that.
And if they see like a tail wagging, they're like, oh, it's fine. They love each other.
That's
but they're not seeing the stiffness, the wide eyes.
Right. We hear that all the time.
Right.
Yeah, his tail is wagging. Like, oh, he wants me to see him. His tail is wagging.
And send us a video. We'll look at your videos and we'll be like, this is great play or not so much. And we'll help you fix it.
Yeah, we do like videos.
Also, I would strongly suggest, like I do with puppies, is to teach your dog what your life is like pretty much from day 1. So I wouldn't take a week off from work and stay home with the dog. That's false. That's not how life is going to be. And you get them to expect that. And then suddenly you're off to work and the dog is like, where's everybody?
It's more traumatic, especially for a brand new dog in your home.
Right.
I have had rescue dogs all my life and I have 1 now, maybe 2. And it really, for my rescues, it was welcome to my life, just like my puppies.
Mm-hmm.
And I have dog school and I have a lot of people in and out of my house and we do a lot of things like this. So you have to be able to handle that. And certainly if there was a really big fear or there's a big issue, we would take that, slower.
Mm-hmm.
But in general, I want them to know what my lifestyle is like. And it's crazy. So
Right.
The right
better
dog
to know,
to fit into that.
yeah, better to know day one.
Yeah, exactly. That's really what we want to do. And also the other thing is time alone. People think that when they're in the house, the dog should be with them all the time.
Right.
And we know that's not true. Don't you like time alone?
I love it.
When people are in your house, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my room.
So does you.
Yeah.
In my crate. By myself.
Lauren has a really big crate, but yeah, you could
It's
whatever
so
you want.
big.
But the important part really is that the dog has time by himself, because what happens is they have, like, think of it as a supply of relaxed and happy and calm, and you deplete that, right? So every hour they're with you and it's new and there's other dogs and there's other people, you're depleting this little battery until it's on like 0. And that's the point where people say, I don't know what happened. You know, my kid came in the room and bumped into the dog and it turned around and growled at her.
Right.
Right? But the dog has not had a break.
Right.
Can you imagine if you would be around people all the time, all day long? I mean, we are, but we like it. But we still take breaks. We write training reports.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And you get to go home. And so when you're home, you're taking a break too. But your dog, you just have to make sure there's some quiet time that you give them. And if you work, there is a lot of quiet time.
Yeah.
Because you're not home all day.
Right.
Hopefully
And it's good for the dog to be by itself, so that when you are in the house and you want the dog in the crate and it hears you in the other room, it's okay with that. It's not like freaking out because I need to be with you all the time.
Right.
It's so important that they're good with it.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
And we like to train day one. I hold your bowl, you sit, I put it down, and then you get to eat.
Bowl
But
games, that's
bowl
so
games
Yeah, I love
are
bowl
one.
games.
And impulse control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The open load, the blocking, all of that. We want to make sure that that's set in place. Pretty much just raise the new dog like you would a puppy, like you would any dog. Understand that everything you do is the way you're teaching the dog you want him to act. And it's super stressful if you say, you can jump and you can do all these naughty things now, and now I'm not going to let you. They're going to be like, dude, you gave me a cookie for jumping last week.
Right, exactly.
So you just want to make sure all the rules are in place. Let's do it really quick on the honeymoon phase.
Okay.
How long is that? We talked about that last week too.
We say 2 weeks?
2 to 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks.
And we think it should be longer for people.
It varies, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And people come in and they say, oh my God, I got a rescue dog last week. He is the best dog.
Yes.
He's so quiet. He doesn't
That's my
jump.
favorite.
Right.
Yes, I love that. We're like,
And
that's right.
Yeah. It's the same with the puppy. you know?
Absolutely.
They just haven't woke up. Same with the rescue dog. He just hasn't been comfortable
It's not
enough to show
comfortable
its
yet.
true colors.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it will. And hopefully the colors are great, but you just don't know.
Is it the same with dating?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, the first couple weeks are really great. And then it's
Marriage too, right? You find out a lot once you get married.
We're going to have to do
I
a
don't
different
know.
segment on that. Sorry.
Yeah.
right. Next week's video.
Next week's topic.
Am I allowed to come for that one?
Yes. You'll
Okay.
be our special guest.
Thanks.
It's like when we have people come to the multiple dog workshop. We're like, if you have a lot of dogs, come do it. And if you only have one dog, come do it. So you'll never get more than one dog.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that's true.
So come to the marriage workshop.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm
that'll
coming.
be 2 weeks from never. Okay, so we've wrapped it up. These are our best tips from being in the trenches. And that's one thing I want to mention. We do this all day, every day. Like, we're not kidding. We are 7 days a week. Well, I'm 6. And I think, but we do that other day.
We bring the dogs at home.
7 days.
Yeah,
Right.
40
And-
dogs and it's 7 days a week.
24/7, really.
Yeah, all the time.
So when we tell you something, we're not just guessing, or it's
No.
not just theory. We actually are with dogs 24/7.
And we lived it. We
live it.
understand.
And I think sometimes you hear advice from people and they're not in the same position that we are. They don't have the experience or the amount of time with their hands on these dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And we're telling you this not to scare you, but we're telling you this so you can prepare your expectations and set the stage for something that you really want to make work. And we want it to work for you too. Hi, Nikki.
I was just going to say,
I
smiled.
didn't see it. I don't have my glasses on.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I
This whole
smiled.
camera
Hi,
thing with
Nikki.
my bangs are just killing me.
They
Your
look
bangs
amazing.
nice.
Thank
You
you.
have nice bangs. And Lauren with the eyeliner. Sometimes when you talk to me, I'm listening, but I'm looking at your eyeliner
I
going,
know.
how
They
does
look
she get it to be
fabulous.
so perfect?
Thank you.
Makeup tips next
She
week.
can see.
March,
I can see, yes.
October 20 never.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So that's the scoop. We're going to have in the comment section a link for you to get all of our show notes in my blog. Also, there is a PDF for you, and you can get it when you go to the blog. So that's the scoop. We're going to have another awesome session next week. I totally can't remember what the topic is, so
But it's not about marriage.
it will surprise. It's not about marriage.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. And I'll let you know maybe later in the week. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank
It was
you.
so much
for
fun.
having me.
Bye.
All right. Now remember I have to hit the button to
Yes.
stop it. Okay.
Bye,
So
guys.
we will
Stop
see you
right away.
soon.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, is it?
Yes.
Oh, cool.